Hi guys.
Guys, we should have done this podcast on Christmas
Y- yeah.
because instead of watching a Christmas movie, we watched um Passages.
Ha bad Christmas movie. Not
What
a
what a
Christmas
what
movie.
a jolly movie that was.
Mm-hmm.
It just made me feel so. I mean, every Christmas from now on, I'm just gonna be putting on Irasach's Passages.
Oh,
Um,
welcome back, guys.
Welcome back. It's been a week.
Yep.
It's been a long week and a lot of stuff happened.
Mm-hmm.
But let's do our intro. I'm Yoav Akiva,
I'm
if you don't know.
Melina Nazarian.
And this week we're talking about
The Holdovers
Woo! And we are held over from
from Passages? What?
we
What? Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to.
she's trying to build
I
on the
am.
community bits. Build on the community. Well, I don't know about you, but we can get into movie news. My stomach is full, my brain is ready.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Um
Why don't
so
let you start? You begin.
we always find a way to fuck up these intros.
Yeah,
Like,
because it's
it's like
not
so
scripted,
creative
guys.
every time. It's not scripted. We don't even have notes.
No. Uh, uh, uh.
I'm really bad at winking. I can do it like, sometimes I'm worried I have a lazy eye. It's like, if you look, one of them is like a little to the right.
That's what I was thinking. Like in pictures and stuff, like one of my eyes
So,
it's like
yeah.
weird.
Okay, well, I'm happy you have it too, because that makes me feel better about it.
We're buddying like that.
We're buddying
We're
like
just
that. Obviously it's not as bad as what did they call him in the movie? The walleye?
walleye.
That's such a weird insult
I
name.
know.
Walleye. There's so
He
many better
I don't
better way to make fun of someone's
well
lazy eye.
it was the 70s.
Right, but that doesn't
I don't know, man. I don't know.
um
Let's get into movie
so
news.
a funny piece of news this week
Hmm.
is our pal The Rock, who has been on the public eye recently ever since his post of him in his old 70s outfit from that one picture of him singing Silent Night. The Rock will be starring in the next film directed by Benny Safdie for A24. The film
Interesting.
is about MMA pioneer Mark Kerr and is titled The Smashing Machine. What is MMA? Is that like boxing?
Um, Mar, Mar no, MMA is
Marching
like,
band?
yes,
Right.
marching band, competitive marching band. No, MMA is it's like fighting. It's the physical fighting. It's not boxing. It's like the one where you're like,
Wrestling?
no, not wrestling, not boxing, but you're actually like hitting each other and like, sh like Conor McGregor is an MMA fighter.
Hmm.
Oh, by the way, guys, sorry if I'm sniffling, like I'm a little sick, so.
The Rock, that makes sense for him, I guess.
Yeah, but
My
he's
thing
too
is,
big for MMA.
right, and does he have the acting chops to star in a Benny Safdie film?
We'll see.
We'll see,
We
I
will see,
guess.
man.
But that's great. Like, if we're talking Benny Safdie, like legendary performances like Our Pat in Good Time
Hmm
or um Adam Sandler in Uncut Gem, one of the best
hmm
performances of the last few years. I
Yeah.
mean, the bar is high for Benny Safdie, so
Hell, maybe The Rock will pull something out. Maybe he will deliver.
maybe he'll pull a pebble out of his butt and be like, I am a good actor. What
Guys,
would
we
you
amuse ourselves too much. Okay, next on the news thing. Um, so I just heard about this. Apparently, Lionsgate acquired the development rights for a potential Monopoly movie.
See, now that I think about it, I feel like I've heard about that like sometime like a long time ago.
Well, like this is like official now,
Yeah. Okay.
which is weird to me because it's like, why do you have to make a Monopoly movie? We live in a fucking Monopoly world.
What are you gonna have? Tom Hanks wear a fucking
Not Tom
monocle?
Hanks. It has to be the first person that came to mind was Anthony Hopkins because they both are like circling.
Anthony Hopkins wear a monocle and buy real estate.
Yup.
I hope
I
it's
wonder how they would do it though. Like animated, not animated.
I
Like
hope it's live action and I hope it's Anthony Hopkins and I hope it's like Barbie in that it's just a very, very harsh criticism on capitalism.
oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They
Let's
just
do it.
eat
Let's
it
do it,
up. Like they
baby.
destroy capitalism. Take it in their teeth and go, ooh. Um, According, according to a new report from World of Real, Emma Stone has been cast in Ari Aster's Eddington. She
Hmm.
joins Joaquin Phoenix in an ensemble cast. Pedro Pascal was offered a role in this project prior to the actors' strike. According to the article, Eddington is about a couple, Lindsay and Mark, driving through New Mexico on their way to Los Angeles who run out of gas just outside a small town, Eddington, New Mexico. Lindsay and Mark decide to enter the town for help. They are, at first, greeted very warmly, but as nightfall comes, the picturesque setting soon turns into a nightmare.
This sounds cool.
Yeah.
We'll see what Ari Aster will do. I will say, this is Emma Stone's second project of some fuckery bullshit happening in New Mexico. Because The Curse this year, Nathan Fielder's The Curse,
All
that takes
right.
place in New Mexico, and there is some wild shit that happens in that
Did you
movie.
ever finish that?
I mean, not movie show.
Gotcha.
No, I did not, but I am trying to finish it over break.
A
Um,
lot of people were like, Ari Aster dead from Beau is Afraid. Ari Aster's found dead in a ditch. But I don't think so.
no, I don't think so
I think
either.
I think studios will still give him money. They will just monitor a little bit more
Yeah,
after Bo is Afraid.
for sure,
Even
for
though
sure.
I haven't seen Bo is Afraid, but I'm really happy that those movies exist still. Like these tour-driven 3 hour like nightmare dramas. I'm so happy that movie exists.
Yeah.
I will be watching it eventually. I'm just scared.
We'll see. I still see it. I was so looking forward to it, and then I just like didn't watch it, and
Yeah, cause well, also the hype like died
really quickly, I feel like.
because it was so controversial. Cause a lot of people were like, I don't know.
Oh no, man. Um, but I'm excited for that, and I'll be adding it to my watch list. Thank you.
Me too.
And now, famously, every year we have Barack Obama shares his favorites of blank. This year, 2023, his favorite movies. Let's quickly go through a few, shall we? Um, his top three of the year: Rustin, Leave the World Behind, American Symphony.
What is American Symphony?
No idea.
Rustin.
However,
I started that movie and it was awful.
look, man, it's Barack Obama. What are we gonna expect? Leave the World Behind. I heard pretty bad things about that movie.
Me too. Me too.
American Symphony? Actually, what is that? Oh, it's a documentary made. Oh, it's
Didn't
with
his production company make that?
I have no idea, but it's with John
Is it?
Batiste. Doy.
Yeah.
But I will say,
What?
his other honorable mentions include Holdovers, Blackberry, Oppenheimer, American Fiction, Anatomy of a Fall, Monster, Past Lives, Air, Polite Society, and
Are
A
we talking?
Thousand and One.
Are we talking Hirokazu Korieda's like Monster?
I believe so.
That's pretty premier taste he has there.
Monster movie.
Um,
Yes,
the
yes, yes, sir.
holdovers, nice holdovers inclusion.
Yep, exactly, which we will
And
be getting
Anatomy
to
of a
soon.
Fall. Did you watch was the Zone of Interest on that?
Nope. I
I wonder
I
what he thinks
I did see
about
some.
complicit evil.
Well, speaking of which, I did see some people tweeting about how it's kind of funny how one of his top favorite movies of the year was Oppenheimer, considering excuse me, the amount of bombs he dropped on the Middle East. Ha ha ha.
Hardy har har
Not to get
har.
political on the podcast, but that's kind of funny.
That's
Oh,
what other
Obama, you're
people
so
say.
silly.
um, on less important news than Obama dropping bombs in the Middle East, our favorite app, Letterboxd. Me and Meli love Letterboxd. If you guys know us, you know that like if you're friends with us, we're mostly not gonna talk to you. We're mostly gonna be on Letterboxd.
Literally.
Kidding.
Literally. No, not kidding.
I've spent hours on Letterboxd. I think it's probably my most used app,
Yeah.
which is
Well,
insane.
besides like texting.
Yeah, obviously. And like Instagram maybe.
No, for me
May-
it's for sure. I think I use Twitter more.
Oh yeah, I forgot you're a Twitter. You're a tweeter.
I'm a tweeter.
Letterboxd adds like an update, a movie theater update, and it adds release dates and movie theaters you can go see movies, which is so relevant right now
Hell yeah.
because we need people in the theaters. So let's make it accessible all in one place. That's what I love about Letterboxd. You have all your information you need about about a thing. You have all your friends' opinions on it. You have all the general public opinions on it. It's just such a good app.
Hell yeah, man. That's why
And
we love
so,
Letterboxd.
yeah, few have tried to replicate it and failed, such as that one TV show one that I was on for like a week.
Yeah, that one sterilized?
Was it sterilized or serialized?
I don't know, man. Either way, it was not good.
Did
I'm
you
sorry.
did you use that one at
For
any
like
point?
also a week, and then I was like, it's
Yeah.
too much work.
It's every episode I watch.
No, that's
That's
too
crazy.
much. It's too much.
And then they were like a lot like Letterbox, just they just weren't as organized, I
Yeah,
feel like. And
bad.
then there's also some music ones, but there's no good ones. I really want a music one though for like albums. Like
Yeah.
if I listen to an entire album, like that's like, you know, that's like a thing. That's
Yeah,
like a
I
big
I
like very like I would say I maybe listen to entire albums twice a week, like 2 albums a week max. Are you? Did
I
you
agree
say
I
something?
agree with you. I was like trying to
for
I
for our
agree.
audio for our audio listeners. Just kidding.
Just kidding. We're
We
only on
don't have
YouTube.
them.
Yeah.
I just feel like most
Um,
people watch this kind of stuff without like doing something else.
yeah.
If you're
I
doing something else, comment what it is in the comments, and we will berate you for it.
yes, it better not be homework.
Absolutely not.
Boo.
I've
Okay.
actually done homework and listened to this pod. But Melly, do we have any other film news, or should we get to what you?
We do. We have one really sad piece of news, guys.
Oh yeah.
So I'm sorry, I'm gonna butcher his last name. I don't know how to say it.
Okay.
Lee Sun Kun or Kyun or Yoon. I don't know how to say it, but
Don't
it's
ask me.
Kyun. Was found dead at 48. Most famously known for his role in Parasite. He played the rich family's father, like the
Hmm.
dad of that family. What a
Right.
shame. I saw the news and I was like, "Oh, that really, really sucks."
He's what 48 you said or 42 or what?
48.
That's
I
crazy. And it
believe it was
was
a suicide.
yeah, sadly it was. That's very sad.
Very sad.
So check out his filmography. Enjoy his filmography.
Mm-hmm.
Some of his famous movies, except for Parasite, include A Hard Day. We're talking Kim Won Suk's My Mister and Sleep and Nobody's Daughter, Hey Wan.
Yeah,
Haven't heard of that last one, but the rest are like pretty famous, so check him out. Check him
definitely
out.
go check him out.
Um,
In his
give him
honor.
in his honor. He was a great performer, especially in Parasite.
Yeah.
Excellent performer. Um, what did you watch this week, Meli?
All right, so I watched three
Because you
things.
watched some stuff.
I did.
Three things.
Oh, yeah.
Right, right,
Right.
right.
Okay. So we're gonna get through these quickly.
Hmm.
First up, I watched Better Watch Out, a shitty, horrible, awful Christmas movie.
Never even heard of that.
So bad. So
Is it
I
so bad it's good, or is
no,
it?
it's so bad, it's bad.
Hmm.
Awful, don't watch it. It's like some murder shit, like Christmas murder, but like the murderer is actually the kid. Like it's so weird. It's not it no. And it's perverted as fuck. It's a 12-year-old and he's trying to like have sex with his 17-year-old babysitter. It's so weird. And then like the
Wow.
dad like hits on I'm done. Enough. Don't watch Better Watch Out. Don't watch it. Next I watched Die Hard. My mom and my dad really were insistent on sitting down and watching this Christmas Eve. Um, very insistent on it. It was
She
fun. I
wanna
had
die
fun.
hard. I wanna die. You know that Kendrick Lamar song?
Which
Die
one is
hard.
that?
Die hard.
Oh, okay, my bad. My bad.
Whatever.
Sorry, my
Um,
bad.
my family is also. I am also a victim of the family forcing to watch Die Hard thing. What did you think of Die Hard?
It wasn't bad. Like it really wasn't. I think it's like just a fun little movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I love Alan Rickman. So, like, he was, one of the first actors that like I really connected with.
Yeah.
Um, so it's always fun being able to see him on screen again. Rest in peace, King. Um,
Yeah.
and then, Bruce Willis is good. Everyone else is like the movie's kind of funny and
It's a good film. I actually fell asleep, so I don't. I
it's
need to
okay.
rewatch it. It was like halfway through I fell asleep, but I think I was also tired that day or something. But yeah.
Yeah. It's also obviously it's very iconic. Whatever, whatever, whatever.
Right. Right. Yippee ki
Yeah. And then lastly, I watched Poor Things.
Yeah, and rated it 5 stars, guys.
I did. I rated it 5 stars. I don't want to talk. I don't want to spoil anything in this movie for Yoav or for any of the
Okay.
viewers. Um, but I will say, fantastic movie. Yorgos Lanthimos, you are truly something else. Um, I do want to say, I don't. I just have to put this out there. I have to put this out there. I don't think this is a feminist movie. I've seen a lot of
Hmm.
negative reviews of the movie saying that they don't like it because they think that this is just some like um man's version and iteration of what they think feminism is, and I disagree. I highly disagree with this with those criticisms. I don't think it's a movie about feminism. I don't think it's a movie about sexual power or liberation. Um I just think that
Because that's like the common narrative, so it seems like it's like one of those things that anyone can interpret in a different direction,
yeah,
which
pretty much.
I
To
love.
me, to me, I just saw it more as a movie about this girl becoming enlightened about life and then all those factors coming with it and with being a woman. So, obviously like sex and the whole sex aspect of the movie,
Right,
I think comes along with her journey of figuring out life and how to navigate it and just navigating the world and herself and like
right.
people around her, all that. I just
Well,
want to put that out there.
people tend to cling on those details. If it's about a life and she experienced women's issues, obviously people are going to talk about the woman's issues
Right.
because conservatives are going to be pissed off about it. Liberals would think that it's like not appropriate, whatever.
I don't know.
Um,
But I
not
just
not
think
good representation or whatever, but you know, there's going to be an argument.
I just think that those people like I mean clearly they saw it a different way and I don't want to put them
You know, I
down.
don't think conservative people watch this movie.
Hell no, they didn't. Oh my God, no. Um, but I think it was fantastic. My aunt and I loved it. I was laughing, like beautiful, stunning, spectacular. Emma Stone, the woman that you are. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I was honestly, I'm not gonna lie, going into it, I was not expecting much from Emma Stone. I love her, but holy shit, this has secured her as a fu- she was already a fucking phenomenal actress, but this just
Mm.
upped her
People say
level.
it's her best as well as Mark Ruffalo's
Oh my God,
best.
Mark Ruffalo. He was so funny in that movie.
Great.
Guys, Mark Ruffalo's a
I
fucking oh my God, what a G. What a G.
I will be
What a
watching that
G.
next month and we'll talk about it.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm really, really excited. Obviously. Is it would you call it your favorite of the year this year?
I must evaluate. We'll
We'll
see.
see.
We'll see.
You know. Um I also watched three things.
Yes, tell us,
Um
Yoav, tell us.
well I was in film class and I watched a scene from The Godfather and then I went home and I was like, now I have to rewatch The Godfather.
Duh.
I rewatched The Godfather. It's an excellent movie. I really have, you know, it's been talked about way too much. Um, I you seen it? No?
No, I'm sorry.
Um,
Not yet.
no, no,
I'm
no.
getting there.
Okay. The Godfather is definitely a culmination of filmmaking. It's like one
Hmm.
of those movies that's just like, it's like everything you need in a good mafia movie, and it's so slow. It's a really slow movie, and it's
Hmm.
so depressing as well. And I just love it.
So I've heard.
It's not, I will tell you, it's not, it's gonna be what you expect, but if you haven't heard spoilers, um, you'll definitely enjoy, especially that ending, which packs a punch every time. Um, yeah. The
Nice.
Boy and the Heron, Miyazaki's new
Oh,
film. I watched that in a screening in theaters and it was beautiful. I mean, the animation was stunning.
yeah.
Everything about it felt so existential and so strange and childlike, but also really, really grown up. And there are some disturbing things in that movie. It's
Really?
it's not what you expect. There are that movie goes dark.
Damn, okay.
There's a scene where this isn't a spoiler. The main character, his mother passed away. Um, and there's a scene concerning his mother and someone potentially turning into a liquid, and it's devastating in my opinion.
Interesting.
I yeah. Then I went to see the Rocky Horror Picture Show with a live show. For the second time in my life, and this time was much better. I think this is one of the best movies of all time. I would definitely put it over The Godfather, in every
Real.
list
Real.
because it just does something for me that no other movie can do. And fuck you if you're trying to cancel Rocky Horror. Fuck you. I don't get, guys. I don't give a fuck. Okay, I don't care. You have to have good literacy skills. If you're gonna post on Letterboxd or Twitter or Instagram, you have to have good media literacy skills. And if you don't, then fuck you.
So
Okay?
real.
Don't post about I I'm sorry, I can't with people that are like um considering the rape scene as like I whatever. It oh, you're taking it seriously?
People are just fucking stupid,
Like
Yoav.
it's
We
the
know
Rocky
this.
Horror Picture Show. What are you doing with your life?
They don't get
Congratulations.
it. They don't get it
You
because
you won the prize for canceling this movie.
there's a
Congratulations.
reason why they don't get it. And I'm not going to say on the podcast for certain reasons why, but I think Yoav catches my
Yeah.
drift.
It's
Yeah.
it's it is yeah. But it was a great show. I went on stage during Time Warp, which was very nice. Um, they were
Shit.
very nice. They had very good jokes this time. I don't know. Have you ever been to a live screening of this?
No, and I really,
Uh
really want to. I'm a little scared and intimidated, but it will happen. It will happen.
it is a scary experience. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think definitely your first time. Don't go to the Balboa in San Francisco if you ever visit San Francisco.
Yeah,
Don't go there.
yeah, you
But
told me that and the people there.
they were kind of crazy. It was an experience though. I think you should definitely find and seek that out because it's definitely something you need to do. You need to draw the V on your forehead, and they need to use you on stage. It's just a
Did they do that
scary.
to you? Did they do the virgin thing to you?
Well, I'm not a virgin to the show, so sadly, no. But they did. They drew on my friend's head, so there's
Oh.
that.
Well, no,
My
but
friend
like
who
the
came,
virgin thing, they do it to like,
the ones they sacrifice. They didn't sacrifice anyone on stage.
fuck, I'm
Sadly.
so sorry, just some random text
Um,
message.
but yeah, that's Rocky Horror. If you haven't seen Rocky Horror, watch that. And that was my week.
Nice.
And then I watched The Holdovers with my family.
I
Speaking of
watched
The
the
Holdovers,
holdovers twice, guys.
what?
Hmm.
Really?
Yep.
Okay,
Once
well, we'll get
alone,
to
once
that
with my family.
in 30 seconds. We're gonna get to that.
Yep.
See you guys at the next segment.
We'll see you guys. We'll see you guys in literally three, two, one. Oh, and we're back 3 seconds later. I told you guys, fucking, it would take so little time.
That's so funny because we were like, there, 5 minutes has passed, but you don't know that
You
because
don't know, or has 5 minutes passed? Maybe it actually was 3 seconds.
maybe it actually was 3 seconds. Guys, today we're talking about The Holdovers 2023 film, very recent film. I actually bought this movie on iTunes because it was the only place I could find it in my country.
You bought it?
Um, so I own this movie on iTunes, so I can rewatch it whenever I want, I guess.
Yay! Wait,
And
you don't have Peacock?
how fucking know who has Peacock? You have
Well,
Peacock?
Peacock comes free with my TV, so I just watched it on Peacock.
Oh. Have but Meli has seen this twice already in the
Yeah.
last week. She watched it twice,
Okay, to be
which
fair,
is impressive.
I watched it once alone, and then my parents were like, "Oh, we need a good movie, family movie to watch." And I was like, "I have the movie for you." And we watched it, and it was
Solo and the 120 Days of Sodom.
that was my second pick, but my parents were like, I don't know if I want to see that today." They said
Right.
next time though. So next time we'll watch that.
Okay.
So don't worry.
Um, so The Holdovers is directed by Alexander Payne, director of I've seen Sideways.
No,
Sideways is a good one.
downsizing.
He didn't make Sideways.
No, I thought it was downsizing.
I've also seen Downsizing, so I guess I can say that instead.
I do want to make a little
He's also oh, I've
team
seen
election. Oh, it's sideways and downsizing
I've
and
seen
election.
four I've seen four of his films. I've seen
Yes.
Election, Downsizing, The Holdovers, and Sideways.
Yes.
And Sideways is good. Election is so weird. Downsizing, I watched that on a plane when I was like 5, and it was the first R-rated movie I ever watched. Believe it or not.
I do want to say I've heard some things about Alexander Payne being apparently a sexual predator. Is that real?
I haven't heard about that, and I hope not.
I saw a few things on Twitter. I was trying to Google it. I couldn't find much on Google, so I don't know how much is real,
All
what
right,
is real, but just
let's not.
yeah, just off the bat, I just want to say that because I don't want anyone to come for us and be like, "You picked a movie by a sexual predator." I did not know. I did not
Okay,
know.
well, haven't we done one already?
Who?
I don't know. Probably one of the directors we covered.
Probably somewhere in
Um,
there.
so The Holdovers. this is a very sweet movie. It is a very sweet movie. It clocks in as at 2 hours and 15 minutes.
Hmm.
Um, and I think I you would like this movie, right? Very much. I did too.
I want
Um,
to say it does not feel like 2 hours and 15 minutes.
mm-mm. It does for if breeze by. Um, what is your first note about the holdovers?
My first note was I literally was just like, I'm just gonna read you what I wrote.
Mm.
Right off the bat, the vibes of this movie are immaculate. Everything I love in a boarding school movie.
Um, obviously I wrote about the opening credits
Oh my god, you and
because
your opening credits.
I love no, well, let's be real for a second. It really did this movie use the old style production
Yes, it
company
was so
logos. I
good. It was
really
so
liked it. And then it used that MPAA rating certification in the
yes.
beginning, which is a very good detail. And then you got the opening credits in the beginning of the movie, like they used to do, which is the superior way to do it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, 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 yeah.
Because I don't like the whole thing of going to a movie theater and then the credits rolling and everyone leaving during the credits. Because then it's like, why even have the credits? Because no
Yeah.
one cares. Like, do it like this movie does it. The montage of the town with the opening credit sequence is so sick. Very calming folk music. This soundtrack. We'll get to the soundtrack. But
So
the folk
good,
song
so
they
good.
used remind me of Jackson C. Frank, Nick Drake kind of vibes. Feels very cozy and a little melancholy.
Yeah.
Um, I wrote that the photography is very nice. Good coloring and old style aesthetic. They shot this on film, right? They didn't just add all those grainy
I
stuff.
don't know. I have to look.
Um, well, the cinematography of this film, Meli, what did you think of the cinematography?
Oh,
Because
wait.
I thought it was just
Sorry.
phenomenal.
I just want to say it was digital on ARRI. On
Wow.
ARRI.
Then their work that they did to make this look like film is excellent
Yeah.
because it looks
Yeah.
like film.
Yeah.
um, what'd you think of the cinematography in on its whole?
Oh my God. I what I loved about it was that first of all, gorgeous, stunning, but
Mm-hmm.
it was so simple in a beautiful way. Like the
I,
cinematography, the shots, everything that you are looking at visually is obviously like now this goes for every movie, but like it's realistically within the world
right.
of this boarding school or like, when we go to like Boston or whatever. But it's like so small town, cozy, like little academic. I freaking love it. I
Yeah,
love
yeah.
it. Like,
I do too.
oh,
The cinematography, I think, thrives within the routine and banality of this world.
yes.
Definitely a lot of repeating shots, let's say, of Paul getting out of bed. Okay. Every single time he got out of bed, there was the same overhead shot looking down at him.
Yeah.
Definitely thrives on routine. Um, I could definitely draw comparisons between. I was thinking a little bit about, especially in the classroom scenes, I was a little bit about A Bus Cures Tommy's, whereas the friend's house.
Okay.
I have
Okay.
other, especially because that movie is pretty cozy as well. And also about a journey of characters, but um, very the cinematography is very driven in routine. It's very banal, but it's also very nice to the eyes. It looks
Yes.
really good. Um, some of these shots, I was just like, you know,
Yeah.
what was your next note?
Um, my next note was I can't believe that this is Dominic Sessa's first acting role. You heard it.
Really?
Wait, did you hear about his story and how he came to be on this movie?
No.
Okay. Okay. First of all, never acted before in his life. This is his first ever acting role. Um, he something along the lines of like he was either where they were. I don't know if he lived where they were filming or was just like happened to be in the location, whatever. He auditioned for the role of Tully, Angus Tully, and he landed the role.
That's insane.
Like, I
I know my
cannot believe this.
I know my actor friends would get pissed at this because they don't like because it's one of those stroke of luck kind of stories, and a lot of people work so hard for acting school and all that.
But then
But
you wouldn't have Dominic Sessa, guys.
right,
Guys.
right.
No, but what's so great about him is that he clearly has the natural ability to
Hmm.
act.
Definitely. I
Like
want to see him
this.
in more stuff.
Oh, he will be cast. Oh, he will be cast.
Yeah. This is a great
100%.
um
There's
this
no
is a
doubt
great
in my mind.
performance. Great performance. Very really good in the dramatic bits and also the comedic bits. The way he feeds off like his acting chemistry with Paul is excellent. Um I
He
wrote obviously sorry.
Sorry, because I just had to blow my nose. I just want to say, yes, he devours. Their chemistry is insane, especially as the movie progresses. The
Mhm.
way they just bounce off of each other. His delivery on his snarky little one-liners is so
Perfect.
hits the nail on the head. It's
Yes.
perfect. It's perfect. It's
Um
perfect.
I I wrote that I obviously love this Dead Poet Society rich prep school vibes.
Yes, yes.
My next note was in all caps, Paul A. Yes, he's so mean. I love it.
He's so mean. I wrote a note about that. Here, I said, Paul, you are too much like grandparents all over the world, and you are annoying and care too much about honor and discipline. Just let loose and relax.
Well, he does.
He
And see where
does.
that took him.
See, this was like in the beginning, like when I was like, okay, buddy, like you're signing chapter 6 over winter break?
But that
Calm
was
down.
so
That was evil. That was evil.
it was really funny though. My entire family was I watched this with my fam. They were laughing, especially there were just some reactions, shots of Paul Giamatti where I was just like, that's so funny for no reason. Like, there's actually no joke. It's just really funny.
The
Like,
language he chooses to use, I quoted some of it. I'll bring it up later, but he's so funny, man.
um, one of the hardest laughs I had was after he puts down all the paper and it's like C minus F D all that, and then it just the camera just pans to him, and I was like, Paul's face after putting those papers down he was so happy about
Yep.
it. And it's so funny. I just love I mean, should we just talk about the elephant in the room? Should we just talk about the Giamatti in the role? Because
Let's do it. Let's do it.
this is a Christmas performance for the ages.
I will be watching this every Christmas season from now on. From the from now till the moment I die, this is going to be watched every Christmas.
Jesus, that's a big statement. Well, I have it on iTunes, so I guess I could do that as well. Even if
Exactly.
Peacock ends up dying as a streaming service, I still own it.
Word.
It's kind of like having physical media, just it's still scary because what if iTunes doesn't exist?
So true.
How are we gonna experience our art then?
That's why you buy it.
That's why you buy stuff on physical media, guys. That's why we need to save this industry.
I want to see this get a Criterion release.
Girl, that's
No,
not
no,
gonna
no.
happen.
In like
If they announce the holdovers, I would actually do a backflip, and I don't know how to do a backflip.
oh, isn't someone doing a
Out.
backflip here? Or a flip?
What's your next note, Melly?
My next two notes, I'm just gonna do both because whatever.
Mhm.
Again, I said literally plucked straight from the 70s. Really, really well done. Every single aspect is so, from what I can tell, accurate.
Mhm.
Um, down to the facilities of the school, the costumes, the way they talk. Love it.
Everything is so, I mean, the writing here in general is so good. I mean, like the way that characters are shown, the way they talk, the way it's
Yeah.
like everything was taken straight from the 70s. These little tidbits that aren't like, they're not like those movies that are like set in the 60s and it's like, oh, look at that thing, very famous thing from the 60s.
Yeah.
Oh, is and then they mention Bob Dylan. It's not like that. It's like little things that like remind you, oh, this is a seven. It's not like it's not like that one picture of Leo DiCaprio going like,
Yeah, yeah,
you know.
yeah, yeah.
Not like
It's
they didn't
so
bring in like
subtle.
how in 80s movies they do like Game Boy and it's like like they had the character wear Walkman or
Yeah.
whatever. It's like very subtle stuff and I really
Stranger
like
Things.
and Stranger Things, yeah. Which is like nostalgia bait. And I don't find this nostalgia bait.
Nope.
Um but yeah, what was your second thing?
My second note was this, and this is huge for me in movies, and actually something that really pisses me off
Mm-hmm.
is I love how they're actually smoking their cigarettes. Cause like one of my huge movie pet peeves is when they light one up and just don't smoke it. And so I really appreciate that. There's a lot of movies out there where they'll light it up and then they'll just
It would
take
just be in their hand.
it'll just be in their hand, or they'll take one puff and they'll like forget about it. Hun, when you have a cigarette in your hand, you're not forgetting about it. There's a reason why you lit it up, okay?
What did I oh, I watched one of the student films about this assassin. He does cocaine and then he pulls out a cigarette and then he takes one puff and then he puts it in the ashtray.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I hate that in movies. They always do that. Always. Like,
Yeah.
it's always one puff, put it out. One puff, they throw it. They forget about it. Or they just hold it.
Wasting.
Like, you realize that, like, 99% of the time, people, like, they're not gonna do that.
Yeah.
So
Um
I appreciated that this movie actually had them smoking their cigarettes and everything. And there was, like, smoke. Like, that was something that I really appreciated. So thank you.
um I wrote that I love how spunky the editing is. I mean, there's a precise like slowness to it that I just love. I love when they show shit that's just random stuff on the walls, the pictures of the old teachers, the picture of Chris, um, that they cut back to many times.
Mhm.
I love the editing here. I think it's really good work. I really like sometimes I really like just precisely edited film, and this is very precise.
That's what I said. I was like, I love how it's so simple.
Yeah.
Nothing flashy, nothing over the top. Like the transitions, most of them were like fade in to the next one.
Love I wrote I love cross dissolves and I love they I don't like you don't movies don't do that anymore and
No.
I'm like you don't only movies that are like based in the 70s or trying to get a 70s aesthetic do that but I'm like you don't actually need it to be some kind of period piece to use those editing techniques.
Yeah.
Like there's no we canceled the crossfade for no reason.
Mhm.
There's
Like
no reason not to do that or slides in film. I think it's cute.
it
Use it
is.
more. I
Now,
don't know why people are like
are there times where it doesn't work?
right, but we're
Yes.
just talking like I don't know. I feel like it could be used very more
I
often.
agree.
Or um like my favorite editing technique, freeze frames. I love
Uh,
freeze frames. They use that in passages at the end. Um but just in general, I don't know. They don't do these things anymore, which is nice.
Someone
It's
call
nice
up
that they did it.
Martin
I really did like
Scorsese.
right.
Not Martin
I
for
really like
passages. So,
the editing was terrific and I mean I have a lot of notes here that are just lines, but my next note
yeah.
was Tully, you better pray I don't catch you alone because I will full on nut punch you.
Yeah.
That character was so obnoxious.
He really what fuck, what was his
I d
name?
The guy with the burn at
Kuntz.
the end, Icarus.
Kuntz.
Kuntz, yeah.
So
So
he was so
great performance though, I
yeah.
gotta say. Very on point.
I did recognize him from the Black Phone.
He was in the Black Phone.
Yeah, he played one of the kids that got like kidnapped and he was like the really angry one that was like, I'm gonna punch these fucking walls in. Yeah.
Well, Kuntz was a very obnoxious character, but kind of funny. He had some good bits.
Yeah.
Um, especially when it comes to tormenting Tully.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Which I
he,
speaking of tormenting Tully,
yeah.
I just want to say this is Tully. This is what I wrote. Tully is literally me with all those snide remarks and comments because that's literally what I do. All that shit he says, like that's just like what I live for.
Yeah, I
And then
totally agree.
him talking back to the teachers, I wish I had the balls to do that, but I've done it a few times. And all I can say is, do I sound as diplomatic as he does? No. But do I have the energy and the attitude? Yes.
I mean, he does have this stuck up kind of rich person attitude to it,
Which
though.
I'm gonna get to. I have a note on that a
Right.
little bit later.
As someone that lives in a country where all like 95% of our lessons are just students talking back to teachers, the respect, the par between student and teacher is much thinner once you leave the US or England. Um it's a different kind of situation. I'll say it like this. Classes are different, but I really did find it funny when
Yeah.
he talked back to Paul, and it's just really good. Um, the next thing I wrote was, where did they film this thing? Where was this?
I'm pretty sure it was filmed in Boston because my mom
Oh,
said that she
really?
has been to one of the locations where they filmed at.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, this I want to visit this place. It looks so cool.
Wait, now I have to Google these things. Oh yeah, I was right. It was filmed in Massachusetts. Um, the scenes for the fictional Barton Academy took place at Fairhaven High School. Filming locations included Deerfield Academy, Groton School, St. Mark's School, and Northfield Mount Herman School, all in
Well, look at that.
Massachusetts.
The real school. It's not a set,
Yeah, I love that.
which is a very 70s filmmaking thing to do.
Mm-hmm. But
Just
again, it
saying.
makes it so much more authentic and real
Right,
to the
right.
story. Because if it was
If
on
this
like a
was a
sound
set,
set,
that would look crazy.
yeah, no,
Well, yeah, you can't get that echo that you hear in the gym,
yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Um, what did he write next?
My next little note is I love this little group of misfits. So before they obviously disband, I was
Right.
like, wait, like these that's kind of funny. Like they're all so different from each other. And then you have the little
Yeah.
Mormon boy and then the Korean boy, and you
Yeah.
have the guy who with the long hair who's like, yeah, I'm like rebellion. Like I was like, okay,
And
period. Like,
afterwards he cuts his hair later.
yeah, he cuts his hair.
Yeah, which is nice.
But I was like, this is so cute. Like I love like their
It is very cute. I'm really happy that they disbanded though after what is it, like 40 minutes into the film. I think
yeah. No,
that
less than
energy
four.
was maybe less than 40
I don't know.
minutes. That energy couldn't have lasted forever. You know what I mean?
No, I totally agree. Totally agree.
Because I would have gotten tired from like, oh, it's fun, you know.
Yeah.
The joke is he's Mormon. The joke is he's whatever.
Yeah, yeah,
He
yeah.
wants to go home or whatever. Um, and I really like the direction that this film goes writing wise. I wrote Angus Beef. I don't know why.
Because his name is Angus
Oh,
Tully.
because his name is Angus. Yeah, I wrote Angus Beef. And then oh my god, and then we didn't even talk about Joy Randolph. And her character of what's her character's name? Hannah?
Mary.
Mary. By the way, Joy Randolph is the most Christmassy name I've ever heard.
Yeah, I love her name.
Joy Rudolph. Yeah,
Yeah. Wait,
Randolph. Um, but she drops these one-liners where I was like, I wrote, "This is the last place my baby and I were together, not since the bus station." Jesus, she dropped some heavy lines. Um, and
her
her character, her performance deserves a supporting actress win.
for
First of all,
sure. For
um,
sure.
what an excellent performance, don't you think?
100%. She was so funny, but she was like, what's the word? She was so
Balanced.
like real and honest,
Hmm.
yet
A very honest performance. That's a good word.
and very grounded, but also she
Yeah.
did have that funny side to her, and I like loved
Mhm.
seeing her like bring that out. And she was like the the mix between her personality and Paul's personality and Tully's
Mhm.
personality. Like it worked so well. They all worked so well with each other. Like
Yeah.
I loved it.
I wrote that she was magnetic. Her monologue about her son and her late husband. There are so many monologues that she does and Paul does as well. Wonderfully
Yeah,
done, fantastic performer. I've barely seen her in anything before, but I would want her to at least get a nom for this because this is an excellent supporting performance.
agreed.
I wrote that this is a cozy movie, but kind of stressful for some reason.
A little
It
bit,
does get a
but
little crowded. Yeah,
it gets less stressful the second time you watch it. That's for sure.
yeah, yeah. So Divine Joy, now we have this trio that's central to the film. Paul Giamatti, who's a Marvel, who's subtly sad and
Mhm.
sadistic, if you will. I love his historical anecdotes. They're so funny, and I love seeing him tear up these entitled kids. And then
Yeah.
you have to find Joy Randolph, who's grief-stricken, amazing performance, and Tully, who is dealing with his own stuff, but we don't learn till later.
Yeah, his story, man. I don't want to go into it yet because I have notes written later, but
Hmm.
his story is really interesting and it
Yep.
I guess it kind of goes to show that like, we all have problems and like Paul, he digs on these kids because yeah, they are entitled. They are privileged. They do have a lot of money.
Right.
Yet they still go through their own issues and they're dealing with their own they're dealing with their own shit too, just as much as
Which,
Paul is.
once in a while, we all need a reminder of that.
Yeah,
That everyone has their own problems, guys. You can't.
yeah,
You know, you have to always remember that in life, and that's a really good. It's only one of the messages of this film, but it's I think the most central message, and we all need a message like that once in a while, especially in nowadays climate.
for sure.
Um, I wrote the musical score is very pretty. The like music, the like score of it, not the
Mhm.
soundtrack. It's
Yeah,
very pretty. The piano is very well mixed into the soundscapes of this
for
film.
sure.
Um,
Again, very
shot
simple, but it
Yeah, very
works.
simple. And it's not like, you would get these dramas where it's like violins and like the most climactic like music for the like no, we don't need that. Like
No.
which drives me to my next point is the visuals of this film. Like you get these subtly sad moments. A shot of a glove in a lake that lasts for like 5 seconds,
Mhm.
um subtly evocative and sad visuals, and those visuals carry um
Yeah.
the tone of this film, not the music, because you don't actually need music to make atmosphere, believe
Nope.
it or not. I'm not just talking to Ludwig Garrison and Chris Nolan. I'm talking about in general.
In general.
Mm.
Um, but
What was your
I have a few that I'll just like kind of rush through real
Mhm.
quick. First of all, I said yeah, June is so cute. He was such a little cutie pie, little Korean
Is
boy.
that the little Korean boy?
He
Yeah.
was so cute. He was
Yeah,
so
it was
cute.
cute.
I was like, oh. You are
When he
adorable.
cried when he has because he has no friends was sad.
I
That
felt
was
so
really sad.
bad. And he was like, I miss my
Yeah.
family. I was like, oh, that's really sad.
And then everything just gets solved because he goes skiing and it's
Yeah,
yay.
exactly. And then I said, no, the Misfits have disbanded and he's all alone. I felt so bad when he was alone and he was like
I
all
kind of wasn't expecting that, by the way.
wasn't expecting what?
The fact that they'd all leave.
Me too. Me too.
That's because like I knew that there was a central trio to this film, but I didn't know
Mm-hmm.
that those were the like characters that are left behind.
Yeah,
The
I agree.
holdovers.
And then
Um,
I said, this is so specific to me. And this
mhm.
is like low key kind of like embarrassing, but like whatever. Like this is like so specific to me. But I was like, oh my god, like Tully is like so Remus Lupin coded. Like, oh my god. Like, oh my god. What? Like with his backstory and with the way he is
Well,
and what
I made a Harry Potter reference in my thing,
you
so
did. But
I guess it's not specific.
Tully not canon though. We don't talk about that. Anyways, don't have to go into that
What?
right now.
What is
Mm,
that, Meli?
nothing, nothing. Don't worry about it.
Um,
And then I said that he's so cutie pie, and I love Dominic Sessa because he's so cute. I know Yoav does not think he's attractive, but he's so cute. He is so cute. I love his curly hair.
he's cute. He's cute. This reminds me a lot of 70s cinema, especially in the way that it introduces its characters slowly through dialogues and interactions, doesn't show you everything about this character. I bet there's tons of more backstory that these actors all had figured out that we just don't know about. The dialogues and the interactions tell everything, the visual way of exploring the dynamics, it's very 70s. They used to make them like this all the time, you know?
Yeah, I
Um,
was saw a lot of people being like, they don't make movies like this anymore. Like obviously,
But they
but
do.
yeah,
Guys,
they
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 do. Look
do.
at this. This reminds me kind of the American New Wave movement, the 70s one. Um,
Mm. Okay.
I don't know if you've seen like Five Easy Pieces, but like that kind of American
5 easy
vibe.
pieces.
Especially with the richness of the character and the winter. Um, that one's a heavy watch.
Is
Didn't
it? Who?
expect that.
Okay.
It's Jack Nicholson, whatever. Um, Guys, I love the soundtrack of this movie. I'm such a big fan. I put it on my Apple Music. I have it added to my library. I mean, the second they dropped they did a La Bicifre needle drop, I was like, I'm here for it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah,
crying,
yeah.
laughing, lying, loving. I love La Bicifre. I'm like one of his biggest fans. He was on my music wrapped. He's just amazing.
Look at that. They
And
know you so well.
later in the movie there's a Cat Stevens one.
Yes,
Like
I was gonna say that Cat
I
Stevens.
love this folk or Yusuf Islam, if you will.
Yeah,
He
whichever.
changed his name.
I thought Cat Stevens was
Ex
a stage name though. Was it not?
I don't remember if
I
he
don't know.
changed. I don't fucking remember. Um yeah, I mean the folk, I love folk music. It's my favorite genre by far in all of music, and I love when they use it in movies, and this is excellent. I'm for sure gonna use it in my movies all the
Yeah,
time.
love it,
What's your
man.
next? What
So
did you write?
this is where I get to Tully is so spoiled and entitled, but
Hmm.
I still love him. I don't care.
Yep.
So let's quickly talk about that.
Okay.
Um, yeah, he is a very entitled and spoiled boy. Like you can
Right.
tell, like we said before, with the way he responds and reacts to his teachers, the things he says are not things that a 17-year-old boy should be saying to adults.
Hmm.
And I think again that comes with the fact that he grew up rich and
Right.
even though, even though he got kicked out of these schools whatever, they're still good schools. Like you're paying a
Yeah.
lot of money to send your kid here. And clearly he has some behavioral issues like
Hmm.
um so I think it's kind of interesting that it shows that like these kids I guess are very entitled, which makes sense because again of where they are. But I also kind of like how it humanizes him though. And that's not his only personality trait and he's not only like a spoiled and entitled boy.
Hmm.
and it shows these like different layers to him and how like yeah, the way he talks to the people in the bar, it's like, okay,
Mm,
like we
right,
okay,
right.
right.
Um, this is very Dead Poet Society, especially.
Mm,
I mean, not obviously you can compare the teacher-student relations, all that, but also the way that that movie humanizes um its rich white
mhm.
students. I wouldn't want to be. Would you want to go somewhere like this? I mean, I wouldn't want to go to Barden,
Not Barton.
especially because I'm Jewish, but also like I wouldn't want to go to like a sleepaway high school with
I
only guys.
think
That would suck.
Oh, no, no, no. I could never do all girls. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Um, I think I would do a boarding school. Well, I mean, not that I mean, not it doesn't matter anymore because I'm too old for boarding school. But I would be willing to do a co-ed boarding school. Maybe I definitely romanticize it way too much, but
Right.
I think I'd be willing to do it, but it depends. But not an environment like Barton because like the people
Hmm.
there are so. But then that's what boarding school is. It's a bunch of
Yeah.
rich kids. So yeah, it doesn't
Right.
matter where you go. It's always gonna be like a stuffy, stuck up environment. Whatever. I don't
Stuffy.
know.
Um, I wrote that I did not expect him to break his arm. That came out of left field. That whole sequence, and they were using like fish islands in the car and stuff. I was like, damn, that got intense really
Dude,
fast.
that scene was so good. My mom was like laughing her ass off. Like I
Um,
do I do want to say I love the way in this movie that a character will use a line and then another character will use it back against them.
mhm.
I when he said a line and I didn't write it down, but then Kuntz used it against him.
Yeah, that
When
happens
he
many times in the
many
movie
times. And then
with many different characters.
Paul says something about exercising and keeping your health up. And then Tully uses that line against him when he's like trying to get him to chase him. And I was like, and then they do it again multiple times again later in the movie, but I'm like, this is awesome and I love it.
The writing here is I mean the screenplay is sassy, spunky,
Oh yeah.
uh easy to understand, but also coded with many stuff. I love it. Actually, Meli, I like after he breaks his arm, I didn't write that many things because at that point in the movie, I like when they start going to Boston and all that, I was just so involved, like emotionally in this story and these characters, because this movie has a way of making you love these guys so much, and I was so invested.
Yeah.
Um, and my entire family was too. Um, I wrote that I love this is concerning the party. I love seeing Paul smile and flirt with his fellow teacher,
That's what I was
who
saying.
is married, sadly. That
My
was so sad. I
no.
was so sad about that.
Me too. And like the look of utter dejection after he sees her like kissing her husband, I was like, no.
Shouldn't he have thought of wearing deodorant earlier though?
Yes.
But also it's the 70s. Like I don't know what the
No, I think he was like trying to mask the extra, extra smell.
yeah, cologne was like invented in like
But
1800s, I
oh,
think.
woof. But he put
So
Febreze on his armpits. Like,
that's bound to give you a skin infection, right? I just feel like
yes, 100%. But I don't think he cares. Clearly, he doesn't care. But obviously, that shit can burn your freaking pores, I think.
burn your pits off.
Yeah. Oop.
What is it?
I just wrote like a little line here because this is
Mhm.
Mary says this. You don't tell a kid who's been left behind at Christmas that you're aching to cut him loose. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Oof.
Mm,
I
yes.
love this writing. I love this writing. I love it.
The way
It's
she
so spun.
delivers the what the fuck is wrong with you? I was like,
I just need one
Yes.
of these movies once in a while. It's just like so like the writing is so spunky. You know what I mean? I
Mm-hmm.
love it. I absolutely love it. Paul Giamatti peeling potatoes is the new big thing.
Oh yeah.
Um, Divine Joe Randolph is just everything. I have so many like little notes about like how amazing she is. But
She's
yeah.
just so good. Um, I know you said you don't have much after that.
Mhm.
I just have like I don't have that much left either, just a few things
Okay.
here and there. A few short notes. One of my favorite shots in the whole movie is when he yells Angus and then it just zooms out.
Oh yeah, that's so good.
I one of my favorite shots in the whole movie.
That was outside of the cinema, right?
No, no, no,
Yeah.
no, no.
Or no?
When he was looking for him Christmas morning
Oh,
and
right,
he like went
right.
outside and he was like Angus and it like zooms out like an echo. Oh my god. So
I
good.
love stuff like that. I'm a sucker for that kind of.
So
That
good.
was excellent. That was I should have wrote a note about that, but
Well, that's why I'm
um
here.
yeah. So what? Okay, could you continue? I want to hear more.
Okay, so a lot of the stuff that I had in between we already talked about, but now this is going to Boston, and I was kind of talking about how I love the evolution of their friendship and the way that they now feel comfortable around each other.
Hmm.
And so I wrote boys that lie together stay together because we also see the evolution of them lying together, lying at the hospital, lying to the couple, lying to they lie somewhere else. There's
At
another
the end.
place that they lie.
At the
Yes, at
ending.
the obviously at the end.
Hmm.
Um, but I love how in the beginning Paul's so like anti-lie,
Lying.
all that stuff. And then progressive, like as the movie progresses, he's like actively lying with Holly. So I was like, yes, love that.
Which
And
is, I think, the theme song for this film being Labi Sifra's crying, laughing, lying, loving is an important detail. I'll just say
ooh,
that.
I didn't catch that one. That's a good ooh.
Continue.
I also said how I love how Tully is learning Paul's lore and how he got kicked out of Harvard for hitting someone with his car.
Also, he shot himself, which
And
was
he,
the great indignity.
yeah, he shot himself. And then Paul is like, by this point, he's let loose pretty much almost all the
Yeah.
way. Not quite, almost.
Yeah.
And then now we get an explanation as to why he's so harsh on these kids. We finally understand why, and it's because a legacy child um put framed him for plagiarization, even though it was the other way around. And like now we understand why he is so not even just anti-legacy, but like anti buying your way into college and all that stuff.
Hmm.
Even though that culture is very much ingrained in private school and boarding school, like
Avi.
we all
Avi,
know
Avi,
it.
Avi.
But now we know why he's so harsh and why he
Hmm.
um does refuse to put the grade up to a C plus or whatever. Like just we get it now and it explains that whole I guess that relationship he has with the students. So that makes a lot of sense. I thought that was really cool. Um oh, okay, next one. Sorry, I have okay. This scene,
Continue, please.
this scene,
Oh,
they
I wrote,
both
yeah, I wrote, oh, they're both on Librium.
they both have depression and they both take the same meds.
That is so cute. Like,
Like, okay, like obviously depression's not cute, but like it's so cute because
that's so cute.
like and he's like, oh no, like it's just for my like and low energy, and then he's like, oh
And then he's like, for your depression. And then he goes to take his own pills.
so oh,
So cute.
so cute. Oh,
Um,
wow. And then
in the Sorry, go ahead.
This is right before we get to the father scene. I just wrote this in all
Mhm.
caps, and I was like, he was finally happy, and then he tries to leave. Paul was finally happy, and then Tully tries to leave, and Paul gets so upset, and he just wants him to spend time with him, and Tully just wants to go see his poor father, and this is so dad, and his father isn't actually dead, but also like the minute that he told him like I want to go see my dad, he was like so like happy that he wasn't like trying to leave him, but he was also kind of sad
Yeah,
because he was like, "You could have just told me, and I would have taken you. Like you are
right.
like my child at this point. Like of course I will take you to go see your father." Like, oh,
Um, I think that any other movie, Christmas movie that is, would have done that little thing where Tully left and he was just trying to run away.
yeah, yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? And then he's like, "Oh no," and that's like the big dramatic climax. No, that's not what
No,
happens in real life.
and
Not in the holdovers.
I
It kind of
love how they
breaks
didn't do that.
cliches. In that way,
Oh
it
yeah,
kind of breaks cliches. How he wants to go visit his father. He's not just trying to run away and breaking the main character's trust. And then there's that argument, liar revealed, whatever,
yeah,
you know?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Um,
for sure.
very good moment. I think the moment with his dad is interesting. Um, I don't know. That what do you think of that scene at the psych ward?
I thought it was so. It's so sad
Yeah.
because like the fact that his mom sorry, I had to do this. The fact that his mom just locked up the dad like that and
Well, yeah,
he
but we learned he was violent, right? So
yeah,
there's
obviously. But it's
Mhm.
just sad, it's sad to see it. But then the way she
Yeah.
talks about it, we see later in the movie is like she villainizes him a lot for mental health
Yes, yes.
issues and he just wants to have his like he just wants a father and it's like the way the dad was like, "Hello, sweetheart." I was like, "Oh,
Um, I thought that scene was interesting. I've definitely um it is like kind of a cliched kind of thing.
yeah,
With the
obviously."
psych ward moments. Definitely like we talked about Bones and All on this pod. It's like this weird thing of person meets parent, parent disappoints them because parent is mentally disabled. You know what I mean? There's like something I don't know. I feel like I've seen that in many a thing before. But
100%.
um yeah, I think it's a really good moment, especially I mean, when it just comes to developing Tully's character.
Yeah.
Um but yeah, it does break cliches that moment.
Mhm. And
And
then go
my next note
ahead.
is concerning the ending, so if you have
Oh,
anything
I do.
so
Before
just
we get to the ending,
no, of
right
course.
after this scene, not this scene, the psych ward scene, I wrote a few
Uh-huh.
lines that I love. So first we have entre nous. This whole goddamn trip is entre nous. And then we have stand up for the lady, you bore, you cretin.
I
I was on the floor rolling when he said that. The delivery of those words were on fucking point.
so Shakespearean.
Yeah. And then the last one was when he said, "What kind of a fascist hash foundry are you running here?" when they wouldn't give him the cherry jubilee. I
And then
like
they
that.
end up
Ugh.
making their own and then they burn it and then the box
Yeah,
itself starts burning. That's a really funny scene in
it
the
is.
restaurant there. It's
It
hilarious.
is.
I love this movie's balance with comedy and drama. Obviously, I would definitely say more drama than comedy because the comedy here is a little more subtle than I thought it would be.
Yes, for sure.
Um, I would definitely say more drama than comedy. I feel like, let's say on iTunes it says comedy, which is like that's not true. Like it's a comedy. It's not like a heavy drama. I'm just saying it's like more about drama than I feel like comedy takes like I laughed. I didn't laugh it. I'm not this isn't like a complaint or anything. I just didn't laugh like
Yeah, yeah,
very
yeah.
it wasn't very like quick laughs or whatever. It was very subtle stuff and also the restaurant and that kind of like thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like those
There,
kind of
it's more
interactions are
chuckles.
just hilarious. Yeah, it's more chuckles. And there's some laugh out loud moments
Yeah.
always with Paul's character.
Oh,
Always
so
gets me.
good. So good.
Um I wrote the penis cancer line
Oh, oh,
was the hardest. I think the hardest I laughed in this. Yeah.
oh my God. Hilarious. Um, yeah, my last two notes are about that last scene pretty much.
Go ahead, Meli.
I said, first of all, Paul defending Tully, um, was so heartwarming because his his mom, his biological mother, is sitting right there, and she just is treating Tully like she doesn't even know him. And the fact that Paul spent 2 weeks with him and he is able to defend him like his own son is really what I guess that just meant a lot to me. I was like, that is like you guys formed this bond and now you're able to defend him in front of the people that like claim to be his parents, but like they really just don't give a fuck about him. Bless you.
Yeah. No, they really don't. Thank you. Um, it's kind of a
And
sad
yeah,
moment with their with his awful
it's
parents.
very sad. It's very
Um,
sad.
yeah.
And he's sitting there in the hallway and he's just like, I think I'm gonna get kicked out. I was like, "Ah."
I think Paul is so sweet for that. I mean, it's proof that his character had an arc,
Oh yeah,
you know.
for sure.
I'm writing, for my letterbox review, I wrote Paul is a mean-spirited sadist teacher with an obsession for ancient history who got fired after Christmas break for stealing feces. What really happened,
Ah, love that.
you
Love
know?
that. That's great.
Um, because it's like there's like what's on the like what everyone thinks, and then there's the details and the drama and these actual like what actually is going on with these characters. And I just love that um paradoxical kind of
Mm-hmm.
work with like what people think about them and what they really are and what people are really deep down is very much different than what we think they are on
Yeah.
the surface. And that's kind of I think what generally this movie is about. Um but also just trying to understand the other. It's a very heartwarming message in general, and what a sweet ending.
Mm-hmm.
Everything about this ending is so sweet. My heart was swelling.
Yeah. My last and final note was just in all caps, I put, yes, Paul, you spit on Barton. Because, he rolls on his
Yeah,
window, he takes a nice spit of that whiskey or whatever, and he
spits
drives
it out.
off. And I was like,
Yep.
yes, you spit
King.
on Barton.
Yeah.
You
Um,
do that.
what a sweet ending. I mean, this movie isn't boring at all and it doesn't feel long, but at the end, it feels like a journey. Like you just completed a journey, a
Oh,
character
yeah.
arc feels so solidly done, and I'm so happy about it.
Mm-hmm.
8. This movie 8 just made me so happy. I felt the Christmas cheer. Even though it's not that much of like a like it's obviously it's a Christmas movie, but it's not like
Not even that much.
focused on the power of Christmas or anything.
And it
It's
doesn't have
actually
to be Christmas to watch the movie.
yeah, it's actually pretty cynical about the whole religion
It
thing,
is.
especially Paul's character
Yeah.
and like the joke, in the chapel and stuff. But yeah, that's the holdovers. Should we get to ratings?
Yeah. I want to hear your rating first.
Okay. Um I this movie was wonderful. Obviously, it's kind of hard for me to give something like this a 5 star. Um but I'm very close to it. That's why I'm giving it a 4.5.
Mm-hmm.
I think that there's some cliched aspects to it that, you can't really avoid with a movie like this, but it's just a question of like subjective whatever. Um I just think it's wonderful and I will be rewatching it on my iTunes. And I will be showing it to other people because I definitely think this is the most heartwarming and cozy film of the year.
Yeah.
Feels so cozy, feels so good to watch. And once in a while, everyone just needs a movie like this. So 9 out of 10, boom,
Love
stamp
it.
of approval. Amazing
My
movie.
turn to rate. I am going to give this movie a 4.5.
Ah,
Um, I
twinsies.
also had it as a 4.5 before Yoav even said it here.
She didn't. Meli doesn't. She doesn't copy from people. It's all her.
Nah.
No.
Um, but basically, I didn't give it a 5, not because I found anything wrong in the movie or there was anything I didn't like. I liked everything in the movie. I just think, comparing it to other movies I watched
No,
this year that
right,
got released,
right,
I think,
right.
it's just there are a few stronger movies,
Mhm.
but I will say this is for sure has become already a comfort film for me, and I will be rewatching this, and I love it. And I
I love it
really,
as well.
really hope that his career takes off because
Me too.
is
And
he's
I also
great.
want to see Divine Joy Randolph and
Yes.
Paul Giamatti in more stuff.
Although I will
Also,
say Divine Joy Randolph is in a lot of things. She's in a lot.
yeah, you know, no one knows how they did the lazy eye for Paul Giamatti. I searched it up.
Like it
Th-
has to be some sort of prosthetic, but I don't know.
Yeah, but he was like all the interviews. Paul Giamatti is like movie magic.
Yeah.
It's a state secret. I'm not. He's
Shush,
so
Paul.
funny. I love
Shush
him. I love
you.
him. Um, shall we get to what's going on next week?
Hell yeah.
Okay, thank you guys for listening to our segment on the holdovers. Let's take these bad book. Oh, why is it? I don't like the blurring.
I don't like that either.
Um, all right. So next week it's my pick, but it's not my pick yet. And me and Meli have a very special surprise for you. For our 20th episode and to round off 2023, it's been a very long year. Thank you guys for sticking with us.
Yeah.
It's been great. Um, we love doing this podcast. Very grateful if you're watching. And we just want to do like a little capstone thing for a 20th episode in the end of 2023. We're going to do drumroll please.
We are going to be doing our top 5 first watches of 2023.
That's going to be next episode.
Yeah. So we're basically going to be talking about our, and it's not movies released in 2023, it's our first watches of 2023. So that's going to be a lot to narrow down.
Mhm.
We'll do some special honorable mentions, and then we'll also
Yeah.
do our most disliked and hated movie of 2023
Yeah.
of
I mean,
first watch.
me and Melly watched 154 movies this year. I watched 203 movies this year. We have a lot to narrow down.
Oh yeah, this
So
is gonna
it's
take
gonna
a
be
while.
tortureful, and we're also gonna do worse movies, right?
I'm so excited for that.
So
Oh,
it might be a long one, but it will be a great episode. So stick around, and then I'll have my pick next week. Don't even worry about it.
don't
It's
even
already a great
worry.
pick. I have it in my head. Let me give you guys a hint. It's
Oh,
somewhere here.
oh, okay, okay, guys. Okay, now I'm gonna go stalk his letterbox and see.
Mm.
Just kidding.
All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year's, guys. We'll see you in 2024. Watch the holdovers. Get ready, get pumped, get hyped for next week's episode. Go back and watch old episodes. We love you.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Peace.